Hi again. This is Richard Hoffman with BWE Firearms. Hi. Today we're going to take down a Uzi submachine gun grip frame. I'm going to show you how to strip it all down. This is the old style. And let's see. I don't think do I have a new style? Oh, here's a new style. This is a new style semi-auto sear. I'll show you later how to tell the difference between a new style and an old style. All right, to tear this down, first we got it off the gun. Take the grip pin out of it. Next step is to take the 2 grip screws out of it. There's one. There's 2. Again, I just leave them in the grip so they don't go rolling away and I lose them. All right, I guess we can take the mag catch out next. Just take this pin here, hold the mag catch in a little bit, push that pin in, release the pressure on the spring. You got the spring and the mag catch. Take the grip safety spring out. I find it easiest just to grab it and pull it out like that. All right, next step, you want to put the safety or the selector in the semi-auto position. Let the sear flip up like this. Now, I made a little screwdriver with just the tip notched a little bit. Take it, put it on the spring, move the spring out of the way. These springs will bite the living shit out of you, so be careful. Okay, once you have those 2 legs on the trigger spring, you can go ahead and push that pin out. Pull the trigger axis pin all the way out. Take your spring out. Take your trigger out. Trigger and disconnector. Make sure the grip safety is back. Push the pin out for the sear. Take that out. Your sear comes out. Just flip that spring up. Can you see that? There we go. Squeeze it together. Those little legs go in those little holes, one on each side. Take your grip safety out. You got to kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Now, take that out. I always put this in safety. Put my finger on the looped end because you can get to it. Take a screwdriver and pry up on the back end. And then just lift up on both ends. The safety will drop out and you can pull that out. Then, if I can find my fancy dancy tool, there it is. I don't know what it is. It came from a dentist. You can try to get these 2 ends out. It's never up. It's going to work for me. And there's your selector spring. There it is, all torn down, all the parts. Now, talking about a old style sear. And this is a new style sear. The old style, well, this is a semi-auto old style, so bear with me on that. The old style does not have these little legs on it right here. The new style sears do. You can mix them, but you need to do a bunch of adjustments to the selector and everything else. It's best off if you have a new style setup in your gun. Make sure you get a new style sear, or change the whole system over to an old style, because the new styles are hard to find. I don't have with me a new style disconnector and trigger. The new styles has a leg that comes down here. So this bump out on each side is an L shape. That's the difference in those. The new style trigger springs, these two legs are longer. They come out and then they bend up a little bit. I don't have a new one of those either, because they're hard to find. So when we put this back together, we want to put the selector spring in, and there's two little, selector spring has these two little tabs on it, one on each end. And there is a corresponding little slit down in there that you got to get them in. Without shooting the damn thing across the room. There, just pop it. Now the easiest way to do this is stick it in past the selector spring and then drag it forward until that leg, and you got to kind of tip it like that, is past the point of the selector spring. Now you can put your selector lever in, or knob in place, and just push that down. Make sure it works. You're good to go. Drop the grip safety in place, and you want to make sure it's all the way to the rear. Now, put one leg in, squeeze it together, put the other leg in. It should look like that when it's ready to go. Put this loop up against this wall. You want to use, there's two different pins. See if I can get these where you can see them. Probably not. The sear pin is longer, and it is full diameter all the way. The trigger pin is shorter, and it has this, can you see that cut there? Yeah, there we go. It has that little spot cut out on the end. So hold that. Grip safety needs to be back. Get that in place. And that's good. Now, drop your trigger in. And the old style triggers, not all of them have it. They probably should have this little wire retainer. That just keeps the trigger spring in place so it doesn't jump out of position. And that just goes up there like that. Drop the trigger into place. Drop the trigger spring in with this up against this wall of the mag well, with the legs pointing backwards. Hold that trigger spring in place. Get the pin going through that. lift your trigger up a little bit. There. There we go. Now that's all in place. Now, like I said, these springs, these legs, will bite the living crap out of you. When you're putting them back in place, hold the trigger forward with your finger. Hold that like that. That's why I have this screwdriver with the notch in it. And hook it under there and under here. Slide it over so it's kind of centered. Same thing on the other side. There we go. That should be, yep. Make sure everything works. Nothing's binding up. Slide the grip safety back, stick the end of the spring in the little cutout in the grip safety and slide it over there. Now if you stick this pin in, it'll keep that grip safety in position so it doesn't jump out. Okay. Now for the grip safety and the grip safety spring. Grip safety spring has two little legs and a little loop. The little loop goes against the grip frame. The little legs, wow, that's kind of chewed up, but it works. The little legs go down there in the mag catch. Take your pin in one hand. Put that there, and you got to kind of slide it in place and hold it in place. There we go. A lot of times you got to push the spring in a little deeper. Make sure everything lines up and just push that pin through. Make sure your mag catch doesn't hang up. Put the one side of the grips on. Put the other side on. Run your screws in. I never tighten them up all the way, so it's got a little wiggle room for the second screw to line up. Once you get them both snugged up, then you can give them a twist. And there it is. All put back together, ready to go back on the gun. I hope this helped. You have a nice day. Don't forget to hit the like and share buttons and subscribe. And I'll try to come up with some other videos. You have a nice day. Bye.